for each.
So you don't have to scrape the old clay off before you put on another one?
No, I don't have to. Because it's dry. The clay is dry. If the clay was wet, I would have to scrape it off. Because the new clay, being dry, wouldn't stick to the old clay being wet. But if the old clay is wet, dry, excuse me, if the old clay is dry, I can put the new clay on and it will stick. This goes really well if you're centered, right? It's one movement and you did it. That's it, right? And what could be, I'm asking you this, what could be more expressive than a singular dynamic gesture? That's very expressive, right? Just to move once, and that's it. That's what you see, right? That's expressive. You could just leave it like this and not touch it again and say, that's it. My play's done, right? I don't want to have to put this tool in there and change the curve. I'm happy with the way it is. Right? So if the objective here is to be expressive with the material, then you've done it. Right? And how long does that take?
Less than a minute and a half.
A minute and a half. Man, I'm slowing down. I'm going to make 4 pieces, okay? And each one that I make is going to be different. I can't stand to make the same thing twice, right? That's my problem. If you end up with a shape like this, that means you haven't moved your hand. Move your hand back to your body. Right? And drag that little point up so that that point is pushing down and compressing. And the movement of that point then follows a rise, right, from the center up to the rim. You can use whatever tool you need to make this curve the way you like, right? You don't have to use a tool, as I just showed you, right? You can do it with your fingers. You don't have to use a chamois if you don't want, but make it rounded, right? Don't make it angular. It'll be sharp as a blade by the time it's fired. Then you won't want to use plate. Then you'll probably chip as you're washing it. If you want to use a curly wire underneath, you can do that too. Makes a beautiful pattern, like a clamshell. Right? If you're into that, I don't know. That's another expressive move, right? A gestural